Welcome to Popular Cruising. I am your host, Jason Leckberg, and I am happy to share with you a Holland America Line Alaska Land+Sea journey we took. Our particular 13-day Yukon on triple Denali itinerary was the Y3C variety, which began on the Nieuw Amsterdam. We boarded in Vancouver and stayed on the ship for 3 nights before disembarking in Skagway, Alaska. There we had the rare opportunity to actually see our ship leave that evening. Ordinarily, this is a sight you don't want to see, because it means you've missed the ship. But in our case, the remainder of the journey was mostly on land, allowing me to get glory shots of the Nieuw Amsterdam like these. One of the treats to follow was an even rarer chance to see a nearly deserted Skagway. Breathe it in now, because these streets are usually full of tourists during the day. But at night it mysteriously looks like this. After 2 nights in Skagway, it was time to move on, by way of the White Pass and Yukon Railroad. This is ordinarily an extra shore excursion you have to pay for, but in our case it was freely bundled as transportation. And as always on this line, the views were breathtaking. With the opportunity to see and utilize functioning trestle bridges. Just hold on to your hats and glasses, folks, and watch as we pass by the ghostly ruins of retired bridges. It may not be the wildest ride in the wilderness, but it sure is fun. Disney fans, did you get the reference? When you're ready to book a cruise tour like this yourself, we recommend our sponsor, Fairy Godmother Vacations, who will take care of all your trip planning needs at no extra cost, adding even more magical value to your already excellent journey. So for your complimentary quote, follow the Fairy Godmother Vacations link in the description box, or call the number or message the email address below. And before long, you're in the Yukon territory of Canada, visiting cute little towns like Carcross, and seeing the sad but fascinating remains of one of its former riverboats. Farther along, we even spotted some canoers floating downriver. Decidedly having a fun time, with even one in a flamingo inner tube. Whitehorse was another gem along the way, illustrating where the train at one time continued to, but no longer. But here you can explore a fully intact paddle wheeler, both inside and out. In all its vintage and mechanical glory. Before heading out on deck to see what life was once like on board. Here we also visited with dozens of trained sled dogs. And boy, did they have personality. And seemingly boundless energy. In between stops, transportation was mostly provided by Holland America Line coaches, with 1 to 3 nights spent at each hotel. And not to worry, this abandoned establishment is not one of them, but rather one of the many sights along the way. Dawson City was fascinating for looking like it came straight out of the Westworld television series. Here you can optionally see where gold was originally discovered in the Yukon, at this very creek, as well as trying your own hand at panning for gold. And hopefully coming away a winner. Back in town, the highlight is definitely the rundown architecture. Like these abandoned, so-called kissing buildings. The front street along the river shows a bit more signs of life. Where you can do some shopping and still check out more abandoned buildings. As well as an old paddle wheeler, before taking an afternoon river cruise on a contemporary one. With views of the riverbanks, and the fascinating paddles themselves. You'll even pass by a paddle wheeler graveyard, with the rotting remains of several old riverboats, before returning back to Dawson. Fairbanks is another interesting location for checking out Gold Dredge 8, complete with a view of a section of Alyeska pipeline, and the chance to take another small train ride, along which different steps of gold mining are demonstrated, even showcasing the original equipment. And of course, the massive dredge itself. That can even be explored on the inside. Checking out everything from the front. All the way to the back. With all the gears in between. Before a final return to the buses. On our way to Denali National Park and Preserve, previewing one last train ride to come. Here we enjoyed the best of the Westmark hotels, Holland America Line's own McKinley Chalet Resort, and a spectacularly spacious junior suite that was unquestionably teddy bear approved, complete with ever-helpful USB charging ports, and a lovely sitting area and desk, as well as premium fixtures. Not to mention a luxurious bathroom, with a welcome sizable shower. Central to the property is the recently added Denali Square. Perfect for taking a woodsy stroll. To the marvelous shopping, dining, and entertainment complex. In the middle of which is the huge Karsten's Public House. Where you can get your Starbucks fix and much more food. And the selection of flanking retail stores is great. Even including an artist in residence, but the fire pits, especially on a cold day, are the most inviting. And you can even make sweet, campfire-style s'mores at one, while listening to great live outdoor music. Or you can go inside of the Gold Nugget Saloon for the music of a Denali dinner theater. Where delicious hearty meals are served family style. As great as that food is, I have to give a shout out to Lynx Creek Pizza and Pub, which will deliver straight to your room some of the best ever pies and Alaskan Brewing Company beer. But it's all in anticipation of checking out the actual national park. Thankfully on a bus much more modern than this, for a long but worthwhile day road trip to see all the exquisite natural sights. Beautiful even in the rain. As well as spot wildlife, including grizzly bears, like a cute mama and cub. Or if you're even more adventurous, there's the option to go ATVing. Over delightfully muddy routes that make it all that much more fun. You might even see horses along the way. But it's not all about just off-roading. You'll make stops along the way to learn about the flora and fauna, as well as take in spectacular vistas. And while they say that only 30% of people that visit actually see the Denali Mountain itself, flight seeing is one way to ensure you get above the clouds to check it out for yourself. Even before reaching that altitude, the park from above is gorgeous. And then before you know it, there it is. Isn't she a beauty? On the way back, you may even scope out some glaciers. And perhaps even see the Alaska Railroad like a model train set. Before boarding it yourself in Holland America Line's McKinley Explorer Dome cars, where views are definitely expansive. But I personally prefer the vantage point at the caboose platform. It gets chilly, so bundle up, but these are the kind of rewarding views that await. Besides dramatic bridges and ravines, you may even get one last look at the Denali mountain range. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to our channel while hitting the bell icon and give us a thumbs up. Plus watch our other videos and visit popularcruising.com.